Greetings. Proclamation of the Sovereign Office 2018-2019. By the eternal authority of natural law, which is universal and unrefutable, by the ancestral covenant of the House of Dallas, and by the law full 2018 to 2019 Declaration of Deed, Public Record, number 8009 of Jamaica's Island Records Office. I, Linton Oneil Dallas, Ahuuah, stand as the true sovereign office, established, authentic, and divine. This office is not granted by statute, nor diminished by colonial-national-political decree. It is rooted in the inalienable rights of creation, affirmed by the people and sealed by the House of Dallas. Sunrise, meaning illumination of sovereignty. Yeah, man. The Island Records Office shall validate this claim, for it is lawful and unchangeable. Again, the Island Records Office shall validate this claim, for it is lawful and unchangeable. No other authority may contest, for sovereignty is indivisible, and truth is indivisible. Thus let it be known, the Sovereign Office was established the 27th of February 2019. The Sovereign Officers have always been lawful. The Sovereign Office have always been divine. Remember, I tell us, boy, we established our house from 2019 and we share the documentation out there where we enter them area without a notary or public justice of the peace or anything like that, any kind of attorney. It's just our own authority, duly authenticated. Yeah, man. A little bit different from the legalized, colonized, societal, standards. It's way above. And so we have a seal here. I just use the red, green, and gold as a background. The red would represent the West Indian blood. The green would represent the West Indian land, the West Indian territory. And the gold, the yellow, that gold would represent the West Indian sunrise. We keep it simple. However, these are just artifacts, and the item can validate the facts that I have effect of public record area. I'm quite sure most of y'all won't get access anymore because a lot of changes make up want to have the knowledge or the keys to get inside and do what you're supposed to do. So there is a distinction without worry you try to express yourself. Yeah. It's like when Babylon said them a practice law, we in a practice law, we express law, literally. Now the individual sovereignty. Individual sovereignty is the refusal to be reduced to a subject of imposed colonial systems, like the political system out there. It is the primal authority of the self, the recognition that our body, mind, and spirit are not property of the colonial state, its empire, or any of its external power. Unlike the colonial concept of a state, which was engineered to control populations, individual sovereignty is self-determination in its purest form. It is the explosive declaration, I am the law of my own existence. Key dimensions of individual sovereign capacity: autonomy of will, the ability to choose without coercion; self-defense of spirit, the power to resist domination and manipulation; creative authority, the right to define meaning, identity, and destiny; uncolonized consciousness, freedom from inherited narratives of subjugation, where the colonial federal state seeks to regulate, the sovereign individual seeks to liberate. Sovereign capacity is not granted or gifted, it is claimed. It is the fire that says, I am whole, I am free, and I will not be owned. Period. Manifesto of the sovereign self, the sovereign individual. I am not a subject of colonial Eurasian foreign empire. I am not a citizen of a political, nationalized, centralized colonial state. I am the sovereign flame, indivisible, uncolonized, uncolonized, unowned, free. The colonized state capacity is a Eurasian construct, a cage to regulate bodies and silence spirits. Again, to be a citizen of the political constituency or the colonial national state citizenry, then you are in what is known as a Eurasian construct, because the Eurasians invade this location and they build a cage. So you are, once you're a citizen, proud citizen, you're in a cage built to regulate bodies and silence spirits. But I am not a cage dweller. My sovereignty is not granted by constitutions, charters, or decrees. It is in fact an inborn concept. It is born of existence itself. Yeah, man, it's an inborn concept, man. I tell her once and nobody never teach me about this information. Just like how when people hear me, this is how them catch on to the information. It wasn't like that for me, really. Really. Yeah, man. So probably that's why I maintain this kind of perseverance and expression of sovereignty, separate and distinct from where others might be construed out there. This is why we share information to bring clarity. Now, the colonized state capacity again is the Eurasian construct, a cage built to regulate bodies and silence spirits. But I am not a cage dweller. My sovereignty is not granted by constitutions, charters, or decrees. Those things secure and guarantee my fundamental rights and freedom. It is an inborn concept. My sovereign capacity is the power to, one, define my own law, Again, define my own law. No external authority can dictate my truth. SYM. Guard my own body. No imposed system can claim ownership over my flesh. SYM. Shape my own destiny. No colonial narrative can script my future. SYM. Speak my own voice. No imposed tongue can silence my language of freedom. None. I am explosive because I refuse domestication, sodomites. I am capacity because I embodied autonomy. Again, I embody freedom, which is autonomy, which is sovereignty. I am sovereign because I declare it. I don't need permission from no one to declare my freedom. Which big pussy white boy can come in my land and make statement when think it's above me or above I or above my people or my position? None. And it's the very same thing for any other man, whether African, whether Indian, whether whatever kind of man. That's why we claim sovereignty. Really. Yeah, man. Yeah, them have to comprehend these things. This is not rebellion. Dunce people out there. Again, you untidy, colonized dunce. This is not rebellion. It is in fact redemption. Yeah, true reclamation. Our birthright. That's what it is. That's what sovereignty is. This is not resistance. It is remembrance. This is not defiance. This is destiny. I am the sovereign man, the sovereign individual, the sovereign self with self-determination and all of these other things where go along with my sovereignty. I am he, whole, complete, and uncolonized. I am he, and I will not be ruled by absolutely no one, no man, no untidy politician. None. No, this is my expression. This is my personal expression. This is who I am. This is I. And when we say the office, this is the office. And everybody want all kind of this, all kind of that. And them no mind doing this and them no mind doing that. But when it come on to strengthening the office, them rather support all other foreign construct and foreign systems. Yeah, man. But them will look upon all a man like our sovereign area, our verge. Because I'm there so long, I come across a whole lot of people, especially the ones that who purport themselves as influencers and teachers. Now, most literally in a high class, most of them, irrespective of how they might purport themselves. And just like how I can look out and acquire information and learn from ones who express things, are the same thing ones we can learn here. And we don't have a problem with it, really. What I give thanks for is that I never stop with no regurgitation. The I them I go look on what me I do and say, my thing is original. My thing is what? Original, organic, grassroots, literally. That's why we have to adhere to truth. It now have nothing to do with now. I want to get rich here, or I want to get rich there, or I want to scam you here, or I want to scam you there. Not like that. We just express ourselves early. Back in those days, people never seen nothing like it before. So them curious, so them running, them want to learn, them want to hear. It's been a while now, but people still stuck in our whatever frame of mind where them choose to entertain. And I can't play games like that. That's why I say I keep moving. I don't wait for people to give me permission. I don't wait for people to give me motivation. I don't ever look upon them when them don't give me no support. Pay attention. How much others out there is as consistent as this area, saying the very same motherfucking thing from day one. Freedom. Freedom in and freedom in. We not change. We not compromise. We not rascal sell out. That's why we used to say our thing just keeps like this. Simple. We are not one of those organized group where some gay foreign sponsor endorse and push out there to mislead people. I am not that. I've never been that. I'm not say I'm go on. Which rascal sponsor I go on do nothing with me when them can't control me? Which rascal sponsor I go on do nothing with me when them know them can't tell me to put on a rascal G-string and Turk out there in public? There is no sponsor. We are going on do nothing with a blood clot sovereign man, with a blood clot free man. None. Hence, when a blood clot sell out. Period. Savage language, savage tongue, for savage time. We not sell out, but they are all firm, we are hold the ground, we are hold the line. Hey, sodomites out there, and uno a do it poses, uno a spectator, brawling. The brave warrior them and the warrior them wanna say we step with I. Or the warrior them where me and fear says stay easy. Nobody push up too far. Make we do this thing this way. So when you really choose to make a speech, no pussy can refute or rebut. No argument with no sovereign under my tutelage present. There is no sodomite out there. No boy, no girl, no attorney, nowhere, no lawyer. No man no give no chat why because we lawful, precise, accurate. Yeah man, always stay correct. We're on the what them call the correct side of the issue, the lawful side. Which one I wanna not understand that? Or which one I wanna want to say something wrong? Which one I wanna? None. None. That's why I'm telling us that them thing on a game. On a money-making bomb-clot business venture, the sucking up pouring mother with that concept. Yeah, man, go up and down the harlot of a mother with that concept. The only thing I'm not going to pay me for is my intellectual property. And it's only rightly so. Pay me for my intellectual property, motherfuckers. Because whoever uno say, uno pay for teach, is not me. I know my people. I know the people who bring strength. I know the people who will commit to this. And listen to me now. I only need a quorum. I only need a quorum. You only need 4 ones out there. Really? Yeah, man. Says not a bunch of mega can come vouch for. I can only vouch for only a handful of uno, and a handful of uno should know on yourself because uno bring the strength. Not the every blood clot body. I'm not into that shit. I can't. I'll get in trouble if I try that. That's why I'm telling us that when I speak for the Ahuuah, I speak for the West Indian. I speak for my people. My people know me. I know my people. Some of them have all kind of issue with me. Them love me today and them hate me tomorrow. Them curse me today and them serenade me tomorrow. But are still my people. And when we talk about the inner circle, I don't want to problem warriors. I'm not having, I'm telling a long time and I have them insecurity that's why I always move alone throughout my life journey. I've never associated with group. I might command a group of ones, or I might influence a group of ones, or I might advise ones and ones. But you never ever will get me attached to no like, hey, it's a fiend gang there. Are you insane? No, never that. But no, that not going nowhere. Really, guys, always a bunch of weak people group up and pretend to be strong. Always. That's why I never walk in a gang. Me always fuck up gang. Check my high school record when I got Tivoli High School. All of who said them did bad when me a little boy I got it. Them get a taste of me. From me in a 7th grade, me I walk with my weaponry in a school. Me always know say boy problem out there, so me always keep. So I put a pin. Me have a pin with me. I'm not talk sideways. Ross Clark go over Tivoli Garden High School and pull up my high school record and read that nasty blood clot and see if I was a pussy in school. Most sound awesome little sodomite, not all pussies. And come attach yourself to government entity and then change the whole perspective. That's why we not have no law no more. It become a lawless society because them rearrange the thing. We don't have no leaders no more. These people are pussies. Leader where? They are control agents. Lead who? They are controlled agents. One location speak this way and this is it. Check out there. Not even TikTok have this. Them a holler over there, but for some reason we can't find the the resonance for go over TikTok and talk. Yeah, me not find it yet. Really. But a one location true sovereignty are expressed, and this is it. Why? Because we have the narrative, yeah, plethora information where we choose to refute the narrative of the colonization society, of the colonial society. Yeah, man. We do that, man. I will do it lawfully, man. But the item will miss it because of the distraction. And it's my fault that. I won't take no blame for that. Every man have the right to decide his own destiny. They can't decide no man's destiny for them. So when you're out there and feel like you don't want somebody to be a leader, me are telling us on a blood clot ready. So me are teaching you how to lead yourself and you don't want that. That's why me I do my own thing out here. Literally. And me are the man who come out and say sovereign. And me and the man and come out and say, we are Ahuuah, West Indian. When we just step out, I say, yeah, man, we are the Ahuuah. I'm going to move from that name, ascend to Ahuuah. I did that. And a whole host latch on and I go on with themselves, totally forget says sovereignty is the goal. Freedom is the goal. Removing ourselves from the colonization is the goal. And if you assimilate, hey, I want work, I want money, I want all kind of fuckery. So you spread out and open up like a harlot and sell out. You know, try to engage in a contract where you can know say boy you're in a contract. Not now, hey, you better do this and you better do that, or else. We need to attain clarity, really. And the only way we ever can attain with dignity. Because how we have it now, it is an impossibility. And most of our feelings hurt when we talk this kind of truth. We don't want somebody going on soda, you know what I mean? Pump on and put powder on. And the sad thing is the colonizer is not doing that. The colonizer literally a genocide, yeah. I want to accept that, celebrate that, and I'll appreciate that. I want to pay for that. No, have nothing to do with being dons. Me are one of the biggest dons. Telling them that all the while. The only difference is we make an effort to apply ourselves. Yeah, no. So it now have nothing to do with dons, it have everything to do with who the item is, where the item are deal with, where the item want. Most of them want somebody to just use. And when that no work, we now have to go somewhere else. You understand? That's all I want to do, just use up somebody. And the sad thing is, on a feel to look into the mirror to yourself. And that's the sad thing, you know. It's like can't see yourself, totally ignore the image where in front of you. And I can't see it, man. I give thanks we have a platform where we can express ourselves freely, you know, and publish with information. Can tell them all the while say freedom is a free will exercise and not where you coerce, force, or impose upon anybody at all. And when people want this information, they're going to have to seek it. It not just come dropping in your lap like he's a big sodomite you want gift wrap. Disgusting out them on. However, remember 2/3 ago, yeah, get demolished out there. 2/3, that's what the Babylon written history said. So they know them have them plans. However, it's always up to each and every man to choose and decide, you know, their own destiny. That's it. All me I say is this. You have to seek in order to find. And when you knock, probably something can be open, you know. So them things like on. You know, gotta sit down and you just sit down and oh you want a rascal miracle. And what the work where you put in for attain a miracle. You just a wish that a most of it is why man, that's a whole like a subtle joy within myself. It's like the more you go along, the more the clarity reaches. You know, the illusion is real. And You can't come out and come try to change people. That's why that's never my goal. What me try to do is express what me I deal with. And when you find interest, we share the information or you look it up in our YouTube video catalogs. That's about it. I'm gonna do something when I not say nobody else do. Literally. Literally. I'm not ask permission. I'm gonna need none from no one. Period. My comprehension different from the other. I am not a slave. I don't have that kind of perspective. I am not a citizen. I don't have that kind of perspective there. You know what I mean? And the only way is when you express it, is when you declare it. I can't declare it for you. I think I can come and say, hey, we are all free. When I look upon the chains around the neck, the yoke, the burden, no, I can't say that. I say me free. I'm going to make myself free. And there's no pussy that can challenge me. That's it. Why me talk like that? And nobody can come and tell me to stop. How the government of Jamaica can tell me to stop speaking like this? Which police can come tell me to stop speaking like this? You think Donald Trump with him warship down a town there can tell me if you stop speaking like this? Impossible. That's a difference that. I man create my paradigm and a boy can't come in it and govern it. Impossible. Present the law will give you any authority to even interact or interface or engage with me. Present that contract. A simple thing, man. So the other them can choose what the other them choose. For the warrior them will know what it is, especially for the warrior them we've been through all different kind of things. We know. So we don't want to participate with nothing where Babylon cannot touch themselves to where and say, grab you. Because you're in this with me. No. Them are going to look and say, oh, are we that the sovereign man have? Or how much we that the sovereign man have? I move with. And a man said, why? Sovereign man or pro box. All the wheel them look like it a touch the ground. I must say over 2, 3, 4,000 pounds of weed that time man carry. And I said, pull him over, lock him up and way. And I said, no problem. And when you go in a court with that stuff, I'm telling you, I got something with the mother. Because number one, and half you have jurisdiction and pussy on can't get that. So any amount of weed I have, none of on sodomite out there can't give me that chat. And I say sovereign law, at least I'm afraid I know. That's why I'm telling us about we can't engage in a criminality. You understand? Yeah, man. But when you're sovereign and I do your business, there is no pussy what can interfere in your business, irrespective of what your business is. What is a crime? A crime if you have a blood clot victim. You know me, I sell you 100,000 pounds of my high grade weed when me create and make. It's a crime to any bomber clot colonizer. It has nothing to do with them. Hey, remember me a comedian. Remember that I take it too serious. I get too personal. And listen again. I did express the federal law will demonstrate once you do not have jurisdiction, go and suck your mother. Most of them don't know these things. I don't never know it. I'm too distracted. And when I don't know it, I'm too cowardly, too terrified to express it. But when the sovereign man stand up, I don't want to run, come stand up behind the sovereign man. But no, I support the sovereign. Why is that? I now have to leave and let me deal with my few handful of people. Yeah, man, I just work with the ones that I get the clarity. I learn the information. and I choose freedom. And listen to me. When me say me a sovereign and me a non-citizen, the colonial government were out there cannot discriminate against me and so them can't give me employment if me choose for work. Them can't stipulate so me need any kind of social security number or tax registry. Them can't make those stipulations. It will be construed and considered discrimination, and them have all kind of laws against discrimination. But you just have to raise it. But people want easy road. When they want it easy, like how you see it is, stay in your slavery. Again, stay in your slavery when you want it easy. That's it. Anyway, you know my style. We bring our true expression. Yeah, we now look left, we now look right. We have to stay focused. Whatever them I do over there on the left, that's fine. Whatever them I do over there on the right, again, that's fine. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. Me I deal with sovereignty, that is my business. Me I deal with freedom, that is my business. These things are my brand. Anything to do with these things are my business. Your slavery and all of those colonization, I fire burn it. So it's my business to detest it and detest the participators of it. Fire burn. I don't think I look friend from on a pussy. You think more on a big group, a big crowd of rascal slaves, where Babylon does wipe on all away and say on illegal and unlawful? No. Babylon can't touch this sovereignty because this is law. Law we express. We don't practice it. We express it. That is the distinction. Yeah, you have to embody it. If it's an inborn conception, you have to live it. And not pretend. And not monetization where you sell misinformation and you're not free. You don't know nothing about being free, but you sell freedom information. What kind of nonsense is that? That's why I'm tell you, sir, I like the facts of the people and I rise up a little bit. Yeah, man. When all of we used to dance, no, and not all of we dance anymore. You have some of we ever can tell them about something to my mother, really, and embarrass them academically, literally. Dance where? Oh no, we're colonized. I'm gonna get school in a colonial institution of learning. Oh no, found wanting, lacking. Because now educational curriculum is incomplete, and it's always been incomplete. But I'm telling them intentionally dumb we down. That's why I say it's only a handful of ones speak like how I speak. Only a handful. And you call those handful the chosen. Yeah, man. Only a handful. Why? Because we can validate what we are present. And that validation make us credible. We can't say the same for most out there. We just cannot. The next thing I say, like now in the new era, TikTok and what, a lot of young new people, I share all kind of information. Yep. I smile to myself and I say, I wonder where these people were in a 2015, 16, and in a 2011 and 12. Where were they? We were there. And why should we dismiss the information what we have carried from that time were authentic? For some newbie with some new information, we now bring more clarity. All I'm do is just repeat the same nonsense what everybody know already. Everybody know it now. But what not do about it? Because remember, the goal should be freedom. It should be sovereignty. It should be extricating yourself from the slavery. That should be the goal. Most of them look like gonna miss it. Anyway, complete gratitude. Complete gratitude. May the Most High guide and protect all the item endeavors. Yeah, man, and bless the item perpetually. Completely. Freedom is a choice. Yeah, man. Sovereignty is a choice. Yeah, man. Nobody now got to impose these things. You understand? But it will be impossible for any of you think you can itch up and hide behind people where walk through the adversity of fire and only just come spread out for privileges. Crazy out there. Really crazy. Complete gratitude, free people. Yeah, man. Stay bold and brave, firm and strong, wild and free completely.